music, generally speaking, is a matter of taste.
Of course.
You know, maybe we can agree on the same food, but we'll never agree on the same song.
Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Belgian Jasper. If this is your first time in the channel, hit subscribe right now.
Nick of Suicidal Angels, thank you so much for your time today. March
Thank you for
1st.
having us.
Absolutely, absolutely. March 1st, Profane Prayer is coming out. I'm going to say, finally. I think that's how you feel as well. We've known your band as a band that was like clockwork, you know, every year and a half, 2 years, there was a new album. You guys, it seemed, were always busy and always recording, always creative. Now we've had to wait a little bit. So glad that we're finally here, I can only imagine.
Oh yeah, absolutely, totally. I mean, it has been like 4 or 5 years that we were without an album presence on the market, but unfortunately, you know, this COVID situation happened,
Yeah.
delayed us a lot, and then we switched label. We went to Nuclear Blast, then we switched booking agencies. Plus the fact that the war in the Ukraine affected everything.
Hmm.
You know, a lot of vinyl production had to wait. So we also had to wait till we get our turn into the factories so we can produce the vinyls and the CDs and actually manage to find a proper release date.
Yeah.
Always in communication with Nuclear Blast, and we had also to arrange the tour, you know, the European one. So it took some time, but
Yeah.
fortunately, it wasn't our fault. But unfortunately, it was a bit long.
Yeah. But well, now we have, as they say, hunger is the best sauce, and your fans are very hungry for new material. One of the things that happened was let's call it a return to Nuclear Blast. You guys had already done an album. What was it, your third album or your second? I forget.
The second 2009 Sanctify the Darkness.
Exactly. With Nuclear Blast, and then you've been at different labels. That label has changed a lot since you were there last time, quite drastically. What makes Nuclear Blast the perfect fit for a band like Suicidal Angels today?
Actually, it gives us. It doesn't feel. First of all, it doesn't feel that we are in a new label. I mean, a lot of people and a lot of faces changed, but quite a lot of them stayed as they were.
Right.
Of course, we had to get introduced to some new people working there, especially in the PR department. And but for us, it feels like a return to home,
Hmm.
you know. And also gives us the opportunity to open up the door to other markets that we didn't have the chance in the past to do so.
Yeah.
And also it's, you know, it's quite a huge label, and this is something which is really important for us to help us promote and distribute our music the best way possible these days.
2022 was a golden year for, let's call it, experimental black metal, and last year seems to have been the year of death metal with a ton of fantastic death metal releases. But the last couple of years, they weren't like exceptional years for thrash metal, it seems. Time for a change, you guys. I'm gonna stroke your ego for a second. I think this is your best album.
Thank you.
I think it's the best balanced, the best sounding album. There's a lot of cool stuff going on. We'll go into that in just a second. But how do you, as somebody that's like in the trenches, Suicidal Angels considered one of the new generation of leading thrash bands. Do you agree with me that the last couple of years we were a little bit on short supply of amazing thrash, or am I just not paying attention?
You know what? Actually, music, generally speaking, is a matter of taste.
Of course.
You know, maybe we're gonna agree on the same food, but we'll never agree on the same song.
Right.
Maybe we can agree on the same woman, but never on the same music.
Right.
Yeah. But I would speak for us, and I would say that with every album, we try to move forward a step.
Hmm.
It's not that easy because the borders of thrash metal are quite tight.
Hmm.
So it's not that easy to it's like balancing on the border of changing the style, but we're never gonna do that. So I believe that with this album we made a step forward.
Yeah.
Quite other elements got involved into our music. We tried to make it as interesting as it can get.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I mean, I believe we made it. That's my humble opinion. I
Right.
believe that this album has nine songs, nine different songs, like how can I say that? Like nine different personalities.
Hmm.
Each song of those could be included into some other album. But to be honest, we were practicing some other songs as well.
Yeah.
But in the end of the day, we just threw them away because they didn't fit to what we wanted to present to our audience and to our people. So we decided to keep these nine exceptional songs. Some of them are fast, some of them are slower, some of them are more atmospheric, some are a bit straightforward in the
Right.
face. We just decided to have some variety on this whole thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And we see that not just in the ferocity of some of the songs, but also there's, if I think, funnily enough, like some of my favorite songs are both your shortest and the longest songs on the album are probably my favorites. Like we've got Deathstalker, I think that ends up side A, and which for me is that one of the songs that stands out. But there's, was it Virtues of Destruction, which is then the complete opposite. But I like it as well a lot because it's just like that in your face fast thrash. For the band, like what's both like writing a long song that stays interesting and
Yeah,
writing a
yeah, that's
short song that doesn't feel too short. Those are both difficult things to do. Like
absolutely.
what was the hardest for you to do?
Uh, I would say that the hardest part was the slow one because it's a slow and long song, and it can easily end up to be a boring song
Exactly. Yeah.
uh, with, without anything to offer or to say or to give. Uh, it needs a lot of cooking in order to manage to create a long song which is going to be interesting till the end. And it took us a bit more time to create Deathstalker because you have, as I told you before, you have to be really, really careful on the details. The fast songs, I suppose, it's our how can I say that? Our specialty.
Yeah.
But I think, I mean, both also the Fire Pass of Fate, which is like the ending song of the
Yep.
album, which is like also almost 9 minutes long,
It's the
maybe
longest of
even
the album, I think.
longer.
Eh? Yeah.
Yeah, that also took a lot of effort to manage to complete it actually,
Okay.
because when you can have like almost three-quarters of the song ready, and then you are just missing something like what is missing. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it took some longer to create some of those songs which are particularly longer.
Was this an album that you went in because this feels like a little bit more mature, but definitely more balanced, more varied album in your discography? Was it like a conscious decision as you guys were writing this? Like, hey, we want to, limit ourselves less, fit less in that very specific thrash, stereotype that you mentioned before. Was that a conscious conversation, or did that kind of happen natural?
No. It just happened. We never planned anything like that for any album. I mean, like it's not that we said like, okay, let's add two or three slower or longer songs. It just happened.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
like actually, we make music. I mean, to give you a bigger picture about the whole thing, we make music that makes us headbang in the studio, in the rehearsal room.
Hmm.
Because if it doesn't make us headbanging, how is it gonna make you headbanging?
Right. Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Well, we're gonna see hopefully a lot of people headbang on all these shows that have already been announced. There's tours coming. There's a bunch of summer festivals announced also already. It's gonna be a busy year for you. Um,
Hopefully.
yeah. Now, for me and all the other people that are in North America and Canada and the United States, like how long do I keep my fingers crossed that we're gonna see you guys play over here?
Unfortunately, we had. I mean, unfortunately, this pandemic COVID situation happened because during 2020 we were planning for a 6 weeks tour in the States and Canada, but unfortunately, it didn't happen. Hopefully, in the future, we can make it and come overseas. It's something that we totally would love to do.
Violence and silence, bloodlust and violence, God's running to forgiveness.
Quick question, because I'm sure that we're gonna see some really cool tour merch and what have you, and with your fallen angel zombie mascot on it. Stupid question, but I don't think I've ever known the answer to it. Does he have a name?
Nope,
He's the suicidal angel, or is he just anonymous
nope.
guy?
It's him. It's just him.
Just him. All
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
good to know. Good to know. But an epic figure in his own or in its own right, which kind of when I heard the song Deathstalker, which is again one of my favorite songs on the album. I think I have to listen to it more, but because it's so epic. Obviously, brought me back to when I was a kid watching crappy 80s swords and sorcery movies. I assume that, the Deathstalker series of movies has inspired you somewhat for that song.
He was the man they called Deathstalker.
No, I don't know any series named like that.
Oh, really? Uh,
No, is there one? Seriously.
oh, yeah, absolutely. Deathstalker are like, how when Conan the Barbarian came out and was a hit and nobody really expected that, all of a sudden in the next few years there were all these like Deathstalker and Beastmaster and Warrior Queen and what have you, all these lower budget science fiction, Conan ripoffs, if you will. Oh yeah,
No, no,
there are four or
no.
five Deathstalker movies.
Seriously.
Yeah, and it kind of
Okay,
follows a
I'm
similar
gonna.
narrative to
I'm,
what's happening in the song. So I was like, oh, this must be inspired somehow.
no. I have no idea. I'm gonna check them out.
Yeah. I mean, they're not great movies necessarily, but they're also not bad. And if you like vintage B movies and
Yeah,
fantasy
yeah,
movies,
yeah.
you're gonna love him.
The most legendary hero of them all. The man they called Deathstalker. The last great warrior king.
I'm gonna check it out. I haven't heard about it. Nobody told me that before. You're the first one.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Interesting. But okay, let's go back. Let's be serious now, because we briefly started talking about the tours and all the shows that you're going to be doing. Because you might not come, there might not be any concrete plans to come to United States and Canada right now, but you are going to play a lot of shows. You've got tours coming. It's obviously it's been a while, and I'm sure that you've been sitting on this new material for a while as well. So I can only imagine how eager you are to play all these songs. That being said, you guys are a band that in the relatively short careers, you've got a massive amount of back catalog. So what can we expect from these shows? Like, I hope we see a lot of new songs, but what should we expect?
It's gonna be a combination of the new album and all the previous material.
Hmm.
We haven't finalized the final set list yet for the concerts. We are rehearsing and practicing quite a lot of songs
Hmm.
from the previous albums as well, and the new one, of course. But we haven't ended up to the to the final set list yet. For sure, it's gonna be like a thrash metal bomb every night.
I am genuinely excited for all your fans to finally, experience the
Thank
new
you.
album, because I wasn't joking earlier. I think this is your best album. I think it's the first really strong thrash album of the year to come out as well. And the fans are going to be so happy to finally get a chance to listen to the new material. I want to wish you
Thank you.
all the best with this release and with the tours that are coming, and I keep my fingers crossed that it's possible for me to see you guys play on a stage, no matter where in the world that is. Also,
Thank you very much for your time.
I really I appreciate your time. I know it's getting later right now in Greece, so
Oh,
thank you
it's
so much.
okay. Still early. It's 9:45, 9:50, whatever.
There you go. There you go. Time enough for you to still watch one Deathstalker movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab a beer and then I'm gonna try that out.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Nick, thank you so much for your time, and I wish you the best with this release, man.
You too. Thank you very much.
You are awesome for watching this video. Click right here to see more content like it and subscribe to the channel.